Hey, Tiger Rock Lawrenceville, Master Mosteler here with Tactical Online Lesson number 15. Now, what we need to work this week and the next week is going to be in preparation for testing, and it's going to be a time where for some of you, I'm giving you a little more free rein in your movement and techniques that are chosen rather than giving you something specific. So, here's how we're going to do this. First off, for those in the inclusive class, we're going to work two blocks, and that's going to be the inner forearm block and the outer forearm block. Parents, we're looking to see that they're crossing their arms, fully crossed, coming over, and then also turning outward this way. So the difference in the hand movement from here to here. Try not to let them just do this and this. Try to at least, if they can at least bring one arm across, maybe not the full cross, but bringing one arm over, then that would be fine. Then in addition to that, putting together double techniques, knife hand to palm heel. And the reason I want us to work knife hand to palm heel is to put horizontal and then straight in forward, basically going in straight after coming across. So across to straight, knife hand, palm heel. And then the same thing for their kicks. I want them to work the outside crescent kick and the front kick. We've done those several times, but now to do one followed by the other so that they've got to actually start connecting from one movement, one direction to a different direction. It's a brain workout for them, changing those directions, changing that movement, as well as a physical workout. Lastly, we worked the other day on going from crab walk into bear crawl mode and so on. I want them to continue to do that. So basically, feet and hands are all that touch the floor. At first they're looking down, then their arm comes over and they're looking up. Their arm comes over, they're looking down and switching from bear crawl position to crab walk position. 10 times one direction, 10 times the other. That'll be what our inclusive class will work on this week. Tiger Cubs. This week, making sure you've gotten all the challenges, making sure you know your story card concept. Don't forget that. You've got to make sure that you know that. And then in addition to that, we're getting ready for testing. So make sure you got your front kicks, your side kicks, and your knife hand strikes. This week we're going to put that together. What I want to see is I want to see front kick one way, side kick to the side, knife hand. Front kick, side kick, knife hand. Front kick, side kick, knife hand. Have them do that 10 times on each side, parents. Then making sure they can stand in base, making sure they can fall properly, and then making sure that we can do our hop on one foot 10 times, our stand for 10 seconds without hopping on one foot, for making sure that we've got both of those balance challenges this week. Those are the things that our Tiger Cubs will work on for the next 3 or 4 days. White belts and yellow belts. We are in testing preparation time for the next 2 weeks. This week, what I want you to do is work the techniques involved in your one steps. So I want you to do outer forearm blocks, because that's what the number one step is, an outer forearm block. I want you to work the outside block that comes across, because that's in your number 3. In addition, we're going to put a drill together where I want you to practice on, I want you to go knee, side kick, elbow. So you're going to combine number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is your outer forearm block, knee. So you're going to combine that knee. Number 2 is where you sidestep, do the side kick and the elbow. So I want you to go knee, side kick, elbow, 10 sets on each side for that. In addition, make sure that you know your Ho-Am form, no problem, and make sure that if you are a yellow belt, you're doing your legacy form, your seed form as well. Make sure you practice those things this week. Green and blue belts. We are in our testing mode, getting ready. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to give you some free rein on this to try to prep you for testing, because testing is going to be done a little differently this round. So first and foremost, got to make sure you know your one steps. You know that. Got to make sure you know your combination of the cycle. You should have made that up by now. If you're not sure what that is, green belts, remember, front leg, front hand, back leg. Make sure you can do it on both sides equally. Blue belts, make sure front leg, front hand, back leg, and then a spin or a jump. Make sure you do it evenly on both sides. Then make sure as well that you know that legacy form if you're a blue belt, and obviously everybody needs to make sure they know their Hoam form. Beyond that, what I want you working this week, it's going to be up to you, but I want to see the combination blueprint. I want to see 2 moves with the front leg, punch, 2 moves with the back leg, and then 1 exception. So for example, it might be double front, punch, double round, and then from there, hook punch. And one of our exceptions is we can go from front arm to back leg as long as it's a spin. So from hook punch to spin crescent would be fine. You make it up, it's up to you, but it's double kick front leg, punch, double kick back leg, and then from there into an exception. That's what I want you to work this week as we go into those different testing options and modes, making sure that we know difference between exceptions, alternatives, and so on. That's going to be part of our testing coming up. Brown through black belts. So first and foremost, you need to know flow drill number 1, flow drill number 2, and I'm putting up a video today on flow drill number 3. So make sure you have those things, no problem. Make sure you have your 1 steps, no problem. Make sure you have your Hoam form, no problem. Make sure if you are red belt or if you are a level 2 or level 4 black belt testing, make sure you got your legacy form, no problem. So those are first and foremost. Then we have been going through all the self-defense system, all the different stuff that we've gone through again and again, all the different combination blueprint stuff. This week, what I want you doing is your own. Here's what I want to see. I want to see combination blueprint, basic to start. As you finish back leg, I want to see 1 extension. Remember, there are 3 options to extension, and then I want your extension to carry on into an exception, into a combination blueprint exception. So those are the things to keep in mind. It's how you want to do it is up to you. But I'm starting to prep you for testing, because obviously we can't do testing in the normal way with sparring and so on. So to prep you for testing this round tactically, I need to know that you can do combination blueprint basics, alternatives, exceptions, extensions, etc. And this is how you need to do it. So make sure that you follow that, come up with your own, and make sure you post that to get the credits on that Facebook group. I will see you soon on the mats or on the screen.